and welcome to my opera channel. My name is Avi. I recently made a synopsis all about the Magic Flute, the one and only Mozart opera, but it also got me very mad. Like, really mad. Yes, the music is wonderful and fun and catchy, but what about the message? Is it really as fun and playful as it seems? Should we really be taking our children in their formative years to watch and absorb the messages that are underlying in this opera? I know it's a classic. It's wonderful. It's great. I grew up on it. And I know it was written in a different time for a different society. But doesn't that mean we should recheck it? Either way, I'm very, very glad that Mozart and Chickinator are not alive to see this video. And without further ado, please watch until the end and then see where I'm coming from. But please listen to my opinion. Let's start with Monostatos. Monostatos is constantly being told that he is different because of the color of his skin. And in addition to that, he is constantly trying to rape Pamina at every opportunity possible. And the reason that he's not successful, he says, is because of the color of his skin. Papageno. Papageno is actually your average Joe. Really, all he cares about is beautiful women, having a wife, getting some children out there, and just keeping his head down, not getting involved in what's going on in the world. Politics isn't important. Your opinions as a human aren't important. Keep to yourself, which is great, which is fine. But, when he is offered a woman, he asks specifically for her to be young and beautiful. And when he is presented with Papagena not as beautiful, he doesn't believe that that's his prize. And yes, she is his prize. Now, we're not going to talk about the suicide attempts because we're trying to keep this light. Pamina and Papageno show that it really doesn't matter if you follow the rules, because at the end of the day, they both get the same prize. They both get their woman. Papageno doesn't follow any of the rules, can't keep quiet, doesn't really care, and still gets his Papagena at the end, and Pamina gets his Pamina. So why should you follow the rules to begin with? Now, Pamina. Pamina has no one to turn to. Her fears are ignored, and she's trying to get the boys to listen to her, but they completely ignore her because she is a woman and she shouldn't tempt them. She is completely ignored because she is a woman. Her fears are invalid. And Tamino is only going to be allowed to marry her if he proves that he can ignore whatever she says to him. And their love is completely and solely based on a physical attraction. They've never even had a conversation, not one. Whereas Pamina and Papageno obviously get along really well. They are very friendly, they have some time together, he helps her find her true love. But no, because of their different class systems, he is not supposed to end up with Pamina. He is supposed to have Papagena, who's exactly like him, and he's never going to end up with royalty because he just serves royalty. He brings them food, he is their hunter and gatherer, but he is not welcome to the table. You should be able to marry who you love, not a class system anymore. Far from that. The Queen of the Night is not evil. She's not even an angry feminist, as many people would like to call her, but she's just very mad that men are taking away her voice and her power. The Queen of the Night's arias are the most played, sung, performed arias in opera history. But in the Singspiel itself, when she's done singing her part, she is off the stage and we really rarely ever see her. Whenever anyone is talking about her on stage, about how arrogant and evil she is. But is she really? She built an entire empire with her husband, and yes, she definitely did help him, because there is no way that he did it all by himself, because no one does it all by themselves. And once he dies, it is taken away from her by a cult leader. Yes, Sarastro is a cult leader. She may not be a fresh face, or have new ideas, or anything political or groundbreaking that people really need, but she definitely is a better way forward. Now let's talk Sarastro. Chauvinist, cult leader, manipulator, I can go on for days. Listen, he's not a good guy. He kidnaps Pamina to begin with because she's actually the rightful heir to the throne, even though she is a woman, but she needs to be taken away from her mother and lied to and manipulated in order to follow the rightful person. He then turns her against her mother by saying like I said before, that she is arrogant and evil. He is also very aware the entire time of how Monostatos is trying to rape her, but he completely disregards that and just tells her to her face that everyone is safe under his rule, even though it is very obvious to her, and it should be to everyone else, that they're not. No one is. And this is the point I don't get. He lives in a castle. There are dungeons. He could put Monostatos in a dungeon and be done with it, but instead he just lets him roam free and just every so often just goes, dude, that was bad. Don't do that again. But okay. Maybe it's just a different time. Maybe I just don't understand. Maybe I'm living in a modern society that really wants to bring people forward for the evil things that they've done and give them the punishment that they actually deserve. But let's move on for now. Let's move on to the 3 trials. Now, 2 of them, totally fine with. Virtuosity and being charitable, completely understand, completely agree. But silence? Not quite there. Silence means that if something needs to change or grow or isn't okay, it can't do that. You just don't have the power. Silencing the voices of people are what dictatorships are made on, not democracies. Which brings me to my final point. The Queen of the Night is the hero of this story. The Queen of the Night is the dawn. She is the new age. She is the fresh light. She might be the darkness that comes right before the dawn. Sarastro is false hope. He may be presenting people with a fresh new face that makes people lighten up with excitement, but he is only building his government on other people's fears. He is not building a fresh, new political society. He knowingly uses fear and the sense of false stability, poisons his followers, and creates complete and utter fake storylines for them to believe and to empower himself. Society seems to be very okay with having an openly racist leader instead of a woman. Thought about bringing us back to 2016, but I think I'll let you see all the red flags that popped up while looking at this opera. Magic Flute's storyline has never been my favorite. While writing the synopsis, I realized exactly why I never really enjoyed this opera fully. Love the music, and I think it's great, but the message I just can't get behind. It is very often cut up into bits and put into small little bite-sized pieces and abridged for children to be okay with and understand, and look how playful it is. Here's a prince and a princess and they run and find each other and happily ever after. But that's not the actual message. But I guess the Magic Flute won't really ever go away. It will still be on our stages and it will still be in our political canon. With that being said, I'm pretty sure I upset everyone now, and I think I want to say that next week's video will be a lot more lighthearted. That's all, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my Patreon page, which is linked down below, and check out my newsletter, which is also a monthly free newsletter directly into your inbox. In the meantime, have a great week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you can see more lighthearted operatic content. And yeah, have a great week. Drink lots and lots of tea, and watch an opera. Maybe the Magic Flute. Maybe not.